Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett-Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. It is always a pleasure when I get to hang out with my dear friend. I want for him to reintroduce himself, his first and last name, and all he is up to.
Sheldon, I'm Bezich, men's health advocate, contributing writer to phillyvoice.com, and of course, the author of Crack the Code, 10 proven secrets that motivate healthy behavior and inspire fulfillment in men over 50. Good to be back.
I always love chatting with you. You always provide such amazing insight into things that we can do and apply to our lives right away. What are we talking about today, my friend?
Well, today I want to talk about masculinity, and it's a topic we've talked about before. Yeah. And you know what strikes me, of course, is we're in 2022, and so many men still carry on and pass along from generation to generation this archaic view of masculinity. And we know what that is. You know, don't show any emotion, don't ask for help. And my favorite, of course, is never, ever go to the doctor. And it occurred to me as I was preparing a piece for Philly Voice, like, how did I escape the clutches of that, you know, male masculine stereotype? And because I embrace healthy behavior. And when I look back on it, I really found that it was my time as a single dad when my children were younger, about a 10-year period where I had my two sons living with me, and I was both mom and dad Monday through Friday. I think that really exposed me to some things that kept me out of those clutches.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that that's an interesting thing. Oftentimes it is, whether it be an experience or a perspective or an example that kind of shakes you up to say, okay, I have to wear more than one hat, or I'm putting myself, my health, and my family as a priority. Do you find that it's difficult for folks, even with or without those experiences, to prioritize themselves and take away that toxic masculinity?
Well, it's certainly difficult. And I, you know, just by circumstance fell into that. And I'm hopefully that my story is an inspiration for guys to say, look, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask questions. I had no other choice. I was, you know, lunches and back to school nights and doctor and dental appointments and packing lunches, the whole 9 yards was my world for a long period, in addition to the career and my own personal life and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't have a choice to say, well, it's not manly to ask for, you know, help. Right. I found, and you can prove me out on that, I found that the moms that I interacted with at different places were a great resource, willing to help. Didn't, you know, it felt fine. And so, you know, when I look back on it, I survived, and the kids are doing well. I've got a grandson now, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And it certainly isn't manly. I mean, it's not unmanly to be vulnerable once in a while.
If anything, I think that it truly, not showing your vulnerability, I'm sure, is uncomfortable. It's something that requires you to be exposed. And stereotypically, you're not supposed to be that exposed. You're supposed to have everything together all of the time. And then now it's an opportunity for you to kind of drop your shoulders and say, okay, I need some help in order to get these lunches out the door, in order to get these kids to the dentist, and be able to really have a fulfilling career and a social life if you dare, right? You need to be able to say, I don't have it all together all of the time, and be able to figure that out. The one question that I have for you, again, in the race of things, especially for those of us that are ambitious, those of us that are always used to, male and female, used to having everything together, talk to me about the process. Was it an overnight thing? I got this together. I got these lunches taken care of. These kids are rocking and rolling. Or did you allow yourself some time to really get yourself into a rhythm?
Trial and error. That's how you build rhythm, right? You go on your own learned experience, your lived experience as a kid yourself, what your parents did for you. You ask around, but it's a trial and error, and you build that capacity and you get into rhythm overall. And I think, and the kids are a great help too, you know, like, what do you want for dinner? Or what are you thinking about? Or, you know, what's wrong? You know, how's the homework going, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, you learn over time.
Oh, well, I love it. And I love the fact that you are willing to even share this with us today, and that you're encouraging others to be a little bit more vulnerable, if not a lot more vulnerable, in order to live a healthier life. And have you found that in doing all of these things and the experiences, even though they may be tough, have you found that you are better for them?
Oh, absolutely. So fast forward to today.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in healthcare, but these behaviors started before I got into the industry.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I see my doctor, my primary care doc, at least once a year. I've got a good orthopedic guy so that, when I get the aches and pains from running or whatever, he gives me, the advice to keep going. They both understand that, I'm an aging male, so that I'm going to encounter different things. And that's cool. I'm great with that, and I'm happy if those guys can, put me in a position when I can romp around with my grandson or go on a vacation and enjoy myself and take a walk or run, then I'm good with that. And so I think that, what I went through myself puts me in a position today where that's good. Seeing a doc is fine.
Seeing a doc is fine. I want to ask you one more question about what to do when you see the doc. Okay, so gentlemen, you are now in the doctor's office, and I think that that's great. I'm happy about that, step one. But please, can we talk a little bit about being honest when you're in the doctor's office? I mean, look, I'm fine. Meanwhile, you're like, I went to the doctor. I'm like, but you told him nothing. You didn't tell him about the aches and pains. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, that is a big problem, is that men are not as truthful and as transparent as they need to be. Yeah. You did the right thing by getting there, but don't waste the time, your time or the doctor's time, by saying everything's fine when it's not. Right. It's not. Look, they're there as a counselor, as much as a physician and a scientist. They're there as a counselor and somebody that, should understand your situation and be happy to hear. They can't fix what they don't know is broken.
They cannot fix what they don't know is broken. You do it every single time you spend time with me, my friend. You leave me feeling smarter, giving me information that I can implement or share with loved ones in my life. So thank you so very much. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to follow, fan, and like you, as I like to say, where can they find that information? 50 plus plusmen.com. Just like over my shoulder here, you'll see everything that's going on in my world, and great advice for the men out there and the women and others who love them. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness. Guys, that was a great one. I need you to save this, thumbnail it, put it in your saved file. This is the one that you need to know and hold on to amongst all the others. Make sure that you reach out to my dear friend from all of us here at This Is It TV. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.